Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about SNDL, known as Sundial. I've made a few videos about this one. You find my previous one in the description below. This acts as an update to my previous one where I go through any new news coming up, expectations, and technical analysis. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, leave notifications on, and let's jump right into this one. So, this one here, Sundial, it had a lot of different news before and has different products already enabled in the market, in different brands as well. The main figure about this one here, the presentation of course isn't updated, but you have Top Leaf, Sundial, BC Weed, Palmetto, Grasslands, and each of them are basically tailored towards a different part of the market, anywhere between vape, oils, buds, etc., as well as the the weed infused beer that isn't that far off. Now, the next thing you have is basically they tailor for either quality, value, discount, premium, etc. And the reason why this one has seen a bit of a run previously was for the US elections, and especially the MORE Act, which decriminalizes weed or marijuana. That has passed the House, hasn't gone to the Senate yet, but with a majority of the Democratic Senate coming in on January 20th, we can expect for it to pass on as well in the Senate, and then weed or marijuana becomes decriminalized. Now, that is a very bullish note for all the entire industry. Now, the latest news that we have from SNDL is they're offering off up to $50 million. Now, that is usually a warning when they send 424B5 forms, and it basically is telling us that yes, they will have up to $50 million off offering that are going to be put out. There also have been repayment of senior notes for Cannabis Global of around $7 million off the $51.9 million. And the next thing here is when we're looking into institutional buyers, we don't see much of activity there. Now, yes, there is probably going to be an offering at some point in the future, although we shouldn't be that much worried regarding this because they still have time to generate that offering in sense, and as well they do still have time for June 28th to 2021 to reach that compliance they require to stay on NASDAQ. Now, in a sense, yes, I do believe an offering is going to come. Am I worried? Well, usually offering prices for this one does actually recover or hold its value, but an offering is always a negative news at the time being. But post-offering, that releases more money to pay off their debts, invest in infrastructure, and perhaps transition into a US market. Now, moving on towards technical analysis. If you haven't done so, please make sure to subscribe and leave notifications on. It helps my channel quite a lot. So, on the 1 week perspective, what we get to see here is that the MACD looks a little bit stable. It's not moving much. ADX shows in a potential of a trend forming here with the uptrend a little on the 1 week, and momentum still looks positive, so things look all right. It's still very bullish above the 50 SMA. However, 30 MA is above the 10 SMA, and that looks like it's going to be fixing itself in the next few weeks, where the 10 SMA does climb back up. In a sense, it is still in a bullish, and it stays bullish on the 1 week perspective until it crosses down to 62 cents. On the 1 day perspective, things look a little bit worse in a sense and better in others. So on the ADX, it does show that this trend is still pushing forward. It hasn't retracted yet. Momentum is stable. MACD is actually retracting negatively, and that is a bearish sign. And we get to see on million%R, it is a bit more towards neutral, but in a sense, it's still closer to overbought. Moving averages do look really bullish. And we're on the way to see a golden cross, which is a bullish sign where the 50 SMA, the purple line, crosses the 200 SMA from the bottom, and usually that is an indication for another push. 10 SMA is above 30 MA, and that is a bullish sign. And the trading action zone where positive reversals are likely is between the 61 cents and 53 cents. That's where you expect reversals to occur. Now, on the 2 hour perspective, things look a little bit better. It looks like on the MACD, it's attempting a positive reversal, and all the moving averages are all merging into one, which gives you perhaps a bit of an indication that a breakout can happen unless an offering does hit. So now moving on towards the moving averages, we can expect this one to trade between 59 cents on the top, 54 in the middle, and 49 cents in the bottom. Now, regarding stochastic fast and stochastic slow, both are showing a pullback is very likely, and you want to be careful with that. However, we've been seeing higher steps and higher steps. So that pullback might not follow down to 51 cents, and we'll go to supports and resistances in a second. Now, the Fibonacci retracement supports and resistances, what we get to see here is a significant resistance down at the 64 cents, support, and then another support at 45 cents and another at 14 cents. Significant resistances sit at the 79 cents, the 95 cents, 117 and 145. Now, on just a normal note, we can get to look into significant supports and resistances. Now, 64 cents here is a significant support. Another one that this one follows is the 62 cents. Below there, you're looking at 58 cents, 56, a strong one there. And then we're looking down to 52, and then we're looking down to 49, and then to 45, and then 42. 1. Now, 51 cents, that is a very strong one in my mind because historically that has been a very, very strong support. Now, resistances wise, you're looking at 68 cents, looking at 70 cents, you're looking at 71, you're looking at 73, looking at 75, and then 78. Now comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about it? Before doing so, we need to recognize some patterns. This here can somewhat resemble a shoulders and heads and shoulder, which is usually a bear sign. Now the next thing I want to do is quickly go on through the 3 months one day and draw this trend line that is still upwards. It still hasn't broken that still positive uptrend. And if you were to still draw, let's say, a channel, this one's going to be a little bit short because we're not going to choose the spikes of the days. You're probably looking at something along this line. It's still within there. If you follow this channel, you might actually see a little bit more gains. So in this channel, the significant ones, let's say around the 60 cents, that is a significant one where it breaks that trend, and it absolutely breaks this trend down to 45 cents. Now, I'm not saying when it breaks the trend, it's going to be trash. There's a lot of catalysts coming up with this one, with weed decriminalization, with the Senate vote coming in, which is the Democrats won so far 50 seats, so 50 Democrats, 50 Republicans, with the vice president elect and soon becoming vice president being the tiebreaker on this for 51 to Democrats and 50 for Republicans. And I'm not trying to make politics or anything, but the bill itself was written by Democrats, so it's most likely to pass in the Senate floor through the Democratic vote. 51 to 50 probably. But anyway, moving on just a little bit further to what I think about this one. I definitely think in terms of an investment, this one has some questions on the balance sheet. Trading wise, in the coming up few months, I definitely see other spikes happening. For the time being, I definitely think there will probably be a pullback, probably to the bottom of this trend line, somewhere around closer to the 50 cents mark, and then accumulate there a little, and then bounce back up. Remember, it's more for steps, right? You're seeing this one here, and there'll probably be another step somewhere around this line here. Now make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, notifications on, and have a wonderful day.